At one in a place called Maine. I'd love to share with you my book that is a love poem to the state of Maine. I've always lived in Maine and would never live anywhere else. It's illustrated by Leslie Mansmann, who lives in Maine, and published by Islandport Press, a Maine publisher. In this book, I share different things that I've actually experienced in Maine or seen in Maine, and I will pause during the reading to sort of tell you the story behind the story in a few cases. I also think you'll really enjoy the illustrations. Leslie Mansmann works in gouache, and her blues are so rich. Maine certainly has the different seasons. I live in a place where I sit still, so still, upon a stone wall in my backyard. I am at one with twin fawns, stopping for an early morning snack offered by outstretched apple tree arms. There's one summer when we were living in Madison, Maine, and we had twin fawns come to our backyard every day all summer, and they were just beautiful to watch. And I was like, "Whoa, where's your mama?" And if we looked, she was there by the edge of the woods, and I'm sure she would have sent a signal to her fawns if she thought there was any danger. But they obviously thought it was safe to be munching under the apple tree in our yard. I live in a place where I stand tall, so tall, as I balance on boulders. I am at one with a mighty mountain, reaching and arching to touch the clouds, just a pinch away. Reminds me of the time I climbed Maine's tallest mountain, Katahdin. I live in a place where I frolic playfully, so playfully, amongst a red, gold, orange confetti of leaves. I am at one with autumn's wild and wondrous celebration. Fall is my favorite season. I live in a place where I bound boldly, so boldly, along the craggy shore. I am at one with the crashing, dashing waves as they bellow and boast of their power and beauty. I live in a place where I awaken sparked, so sparked, as the first light ignites. I'm at one with the radiant dawn, a pink-orange fire that flickers and flashes, flaring up a new day. I live in a place where I peek curiously, so curiously, out at a darkness lit by fireflies. I'm at one with a snooping black bear who sniffs and snorts the tent, snuffling for treats before moseying along with a goodbye, garumph. And this illustration, the same as the cover one, reminds me of a time I went camping at Baxter State Park, and they told us when we got there, don't have any food out because bears have been around. In the middle of the night, I was sleeping on this side of the tent, and I heard a noise in the middle of the night, and I thought, well, maybe it was my friend getting up and going around the tent on the path to use the outhouse in behind. But there was enough light I could see that she was in her sleeping bag, and I realized it was a bear with his nose pressed up against the tent right there. I froze. And thank goodness for once in my life I did not have a midnight snack, and he wandered off with a goodbye garumph. We found out the next day that he did raid other campsites. I live in a place where I rest gratefully, so gratefully, upon a rock blanket. After a hot, humid hike, I'm at one with a rumbling, tumbling waterfall that changes sweats to chills with its shower of splatters and sprinkles. I live in a place where I breathe deeply, so deeply, a forest potpourri. I am at one with spiky pines that circle and scent the air with their evergreen, everlasting Christmas tree smell. I live in a place where I ride slowly, so slowly, along a winding, twining dirt road. I'm at one with a carefree, meandering moose whose only concern is a munchy, marshy lunch. I live in a place where I glide gently, so gently, creating crisscross designs across a fresh canvas of snow. I am at one with the shadowy ice sculptures and the windswept swirling drifts of winter's moonlit mural. And this is the time I went cross-country skiing under a full moon. It was beautiful. I live in a place called Maine, where I live proudly, so proudly, where the coast melts into the sea, where mountains merge with the sky, where forests and fields are stitched together by streams and rivers, creating a quilted landscape. A place where nature welcomes all to share its beauty and its space, to touch its heartbeat, to thrive, to breathe, to live at one. I can't think of a better place to be at one than in Maine. And if I were to write this book now instead of several years ago, I would add new experiences out in nature in Maine. I've started snowshoeing, and that's wonderful to go in the woods and see where the deer and the animals have been. And also started some kayaking. My husband and I have a tandem kayak, and so it's great to be out, and sometimes we come so close to loons and baby loons. So I hope you think of a time when you're at one in nature and you have a chance to feel really close to it. And thank you for sharing my experience of being at one in Maine.